Hey everyone, Travis here at the end of day one of the promotion relegation matches with a former LCS top laner, Benny from XDG. Benny, what happened today? I think a lot of pros and analysts had predicted that it would be pretty close, maybe like a 5-game set. You guys had a pretty decent chance of winning. Unfortunately, it seemed to not end up that way. What happened?
The outcome of today's match doesn't really. I don't think it surprised any of us, to be honest. Like, even since the beginning of the season, our teams had a lot of ups and downs, and that's whether it's like dedication to the team, commitment. Well, I guess that's the same thing. I'm kind of stupid right now, but people, it's like priorities are different, or just the whole environment of the team kind of went downhill like throughout the season or as it progressed. Like, instead of more analysis after the game or during the game, some people would just like start arguing. Like, if something went wrong, like someone got caught out, then this person would argue at this person, and it just becomes a battle of like who's right. And even if people are like, oh, talk about it after the game, which usually worked in the beginning of the season, it started being ignored like completely on the say this last week. These last 2 weeks have been really stressful on us, and say the last 5 minutes of a scrim would probably be arguing, and the morale kind of went down. So, I mean, despite that, like, we try our best to keep our chins up. Everyone has their own plans after the season, hint, hint, and it's I don't know. The future's gonna be interesting.
So you guys basically went into today, it sounds like, expecting to not win.
Well, I wouldn't say expecting to not win. I know we haven't been playing our best league for this entire split. But anything could have happened, like whether LMQ could have had a bad day or, well, I guess today we had a bad day, but like although I'm not saying I came in expecting to lose like 3-0 or anything, I wanted to at least put up a fight, whether not for myself, but like for my fans. Like I tweeted out earlier that I'd be playing today more so for my fans than myself. And a lot of that's just because, well, we're an 8th place team and the fans they've shown a lot of support for us, and I just wanted to kind of show my appreciation by putting on a good show. But even though we got destroyed, at least, I mean, it's the thought that counts. Yeah. I love you guys, and thank you for supporting us.
Now, you guys just got eliminated by LMQ. After that performance in the game that you played against them, what are your expectations for them as a team going to the next split?
I want to go off of like what Scara and Dominate were saying, where they'd be easily I think 4th or 5th place team. They said right now, like they're really strong, like individually and as far as like team synergy goes. I would just say I don't expect them to go into relegation in the next split at all. Like they're strong enough to stay out of the danger zone. Although I don't know how they'll place in terms of the top 3, because I am aware that I think COG scrimmed them a bunch of times, and they, for the most part, they would like come out ahead. Like, so COG is probably a little stronger than LMQ right now, but anything can change over the season. It's whether who adapts better to the meta, or yeah, for the most part, just which team adapts the quickest and has the best teamwork and rotation. So yeah, I'm just gonna say they won't be relegated.
Time for some very blunt questions. Is XDG going to remain a team together?
I'm actually not sure on that, because we're going to talk about everyone's future plans like tomorrow, like what everyone plans to do, whether looking for another team or stay together in the challenger scene and try to requalify that way. So I can't really answer that.
Is there a decent chance that people will split up?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely a chance. Like I said in the end of the season, like well, I guess I'll go off of what Link had told me before. It was actually this past week or maybe 2 weeks ago when I had lunch with him. He said that we all, like, as a team, we're really bad. Like, we have bad teamwork, and I completely agree with that. Like, but individually we're good. Like, and that's why you'll see us like at least rank up in terms of solo queue, like Smithy's challenger, Sheep is challenger, Mancloud, I was gonna call him Zach, but just for you guys, I'll call them by their gamer names. But yeah, Mancloud's also challenger, and yeah, so individually we're strong. It's just, I don't know, we lost our synergy in terms of team play, and it shows. And it's kind of sad because of how strong we were in the first year, or like the last, was it spring?
Season 3, yeah.
Summer split, yeah, when we went to Worlds. But like, is a mixture of not adapting to the meta fast enough and not having no synergy as a team.
You mentioned that you have some other options. So, do you? Before I ask you about those specifically, do you think that other members of the team were going into today with like a couple ideas on the back of their head of other things that could be in their future if it wasn't XDG?
I have barely talked to other members about what their future plans are. I know some people like may immediately be looking for a different team and like just leave this team altogether. I'm not aware of what, like, say the coach Ken and Zuna are gonna do. Like, they're brothers, they might stick together somehow, or have some other ventures elsewhere. But yeah, it's the future for a reason, and you guys will see that what will happen in the future.
Now, discussing the future, there are many who are like, so you send ManCloud to Dignitas because they're looking for their mid situation is kind of up in the air. You send Xsmithy to Coast if they stay in, because a lot of people feel like Nintendo isn't that strong right now. CLG looking for a top laner. You happen to be a top laner who is no longer in the LCS. What do you think of these discussions right now? Or is that like silly to have, or do you think there's a very good chance that we could start seeing stuff like that pan out?
I don't think it's silly at all. Of course, it's all speculation, and that's what makes it fun. And like, whether it's like Reddit posts like, "Oh, is Smithy going to Coast?" and then there'll be like hundreds of comments on it, like, "Oh no, he sucks," or "Oh, he's really good. Nintendo's trash," that kind of thing. Yeah. None of which is my opinion, by the way. I'm not gonna talk badly on anyone. I think, like, if people say Nintendo's weak, I'm gonna say that they're gonna be Complexity Black, and if they're good enough to stand LCS as their 5, I wouldn't say that Nintendo's really bad or anything, you know. But yeah, those possibilities are possibilities. Yeah, I can't speak right now. I'm sorry. I'm not as charismatic as I used to be, because like the life has been drained from me from those games. No, that sounds really dramatic, but yeah, everything's a possibility. I'll just say it that way. Whether I'm top for CLG or not, wink wink. No, too many wink winks. Or ManCloud can go to Dignitas if they see that he fits the role well, or if he tries out. Like, everything's up in the air. Like, the relegations isn't even over. After tomorrow's games, they will be, and then that's when even more speculation will come. Like, oh shoot, Complexity Black lost. What's Robert X Lee gonna do? Is he gonna get picked up for an AD? It's just a bunch of chaos right now.
You mentioned having lunch with Link a couple weeks ago. Has CLG approached you about the top lane position?
I'm not going to answer that, Travis. No, but when I ate with Link, this was before Nien even voluntarily left. And no, we just like having lunch. We're good friends. Like, we went to Berkeley together. The first time we met was because... Okay, so we were in... I'll just like completely derail from this interview, but... Link and I met in, I think, was season 1 or season 2, and he was a fairly new player, but he was high in the ladder. It was still like ELO, it wasn't like LP or anything. And
I think High was on orb at this point, right?
Yeah,
High on the ladder.
That was terrible. I'm kidding. That's pretty good. Yeah, can't leave me hanging. But yeah. So Link added me after I'm just gonna say I carried that game. I was smashing solo queue back then. And one day we were on Vent because we were playing normals with some people, and he asked like, "Oh, are you in college? What college did you go to?" I said Berkeley, and I'm not lying when he gasped. He's like, like, I don't know if he was fanboying or if he was like, "Oh, what are the chances?" And then we organized a time to eat lunch. Like, I commuted there, so I drove to the downstairs of his dorm. And he saw my car, and he looked at me. I was like, "Get in." And it sounded really sketchy. And I treated him out to lunch, and at a later time, he told me that he thought I may, or like, it was a possibility that I might kill him because I'm like double his size and I'm a stranger. And I told him get in the car. So he thought that was really sketchy, but that's a funny story. But yeah, ever since then, like we've just been really good friends. We played a couple lands together at Berkeley, and we had good fun times. Like yeah.
Well, it's great to hear about how close you are to Link. Has CLG approached you with an offer to be their top lane?
I can't answer that, Travis. No, if they did, then I wouldn't answer it for out of respect for their privacy. Like I have no right to do that. Like, and if they were to offer me, I'd be really grateful. And if they didn't, I still wouldn't say that because it just creates more speculation. Like I was saying, everything's up in the air. What if Monty was like, "We need Benny," but I don't know if he would after that performance I had today. It was shitty. Like we got 3-0'd by my people. That's just respect. But a funny story is also after we lost to LMQ. You know how big Vasily is, right? He's like buff.
He's a giant.
Yeah, he's tall. Like I don't know if he's really Chinese or like genetically mutated. Like the guy's gigantic. Why isn't he playing basketball? He's playing LOL. But when I shook his hand, because I'm also kind of a big dude, not muscular though. I'm like flabby compared to him. But he was like, "Wow," and he laughed because I think we're like the same size. Someone who actually meets a eye level. So that was a funny story. We have the connection now. Yeah.
So are you going to take a job as the top laner for CLG?
If I was offered to play for CLG, I'm not sure because I'm still trying to plan out like what other options I have, whether I'm burnt out as a player or not. Because this last season really took a toll on everybody on the team because no one enjoys what they're doing if they're like an 8th place team and they're losing consistently. We identified a lot of problems throughout the season, and a lot of them just weren't fixed. Yeah. And I'm not sure how many of us are willing to go through all that again. So, yeah, we will see.
I love that every time I ask you, are you going to be the top laner for CLG, I get like a 5-minute answer. Like, oh, well, one time I met up with Link, blah, blah, blah. And another time, like, whatever. It's just kind of funny. So you're not even sure if you would take it if they offered it.
Yeah, but if they were to, no, I'm not going to go off on another one of those Benny segments. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's all I can really, or that's the answer I can give to you, as unsatisfying as it may be. But I'm assuming just interviewing me is plenty satisfying for you.
I mean, my video producer will probably miss the ease of just cutting this and throwing it up rather than like the translation, editing, and stuff that he's going to have to deal with next split. So you actually kind of screwed him over. More than any fan that you've let down, you let down my video producer because he's got way more work coming for him next split.
You don't have to cut anything of this. This is like unscripted, raw goodness.
I'm talking about later on whenever I'm speaking to someone who doesn't understand English.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
You did that.
Oh. I'm sorry. I apologize, Marking.
All right. Trying to think if there's anything else. Any idea on like have you had any discussions with the owner about what would happen if XDG didn't make it in?
I haven't really talked to him about that as much recently. I do plan on, like, if I do go up to NorCal anytime for my vacation, since he works up there, that I would ask if he wants to go out to lunch, and then we could talk about stuff or just chat, like, because he's a really cool dude. And I know that in the middle of the season when we didn't have, Bloodwater kind of parted ways with us, that he got a lot of flack for that. And he doesn't deserve it. Like, he invested so much in the team, whether it's like the house, bills, food, everything. And people, or like fans, or just a toxic community. I don't say the whole community is toxic, but a lot of them people don't understand, or they can't see what happens behind the scenes. And the guy's awesome. So shouts to Marshall for believing in us as a team. And sorry we kind of let you down for getting kicked out of the LCS, but yeah, you are amazing. So thank you.
You have anything that you want to say to any of the Benny fans out there, or the XDG fans today that are obviously a little disappointed?
Yeah, okay, sorry. Give me the mic. All right, so hello, fans. I know I tweeted some things like I'll be playing for you guys, and we didn't really pull through, but all the comments that I did get, like, oh, go XDG, I still believe, or Benny, you got this kind of thing, like, I'm not going to lie, and like, it pumped me up a bit. It made me, even though I came into this this set kind of like feeling really iffy, like 50-50 about it. I did gain a little confidence just reading all those messages, and it's a morale boost. I'm sure a lot of the guys felt the same way, even though LMQ just stripped us of all our clothing, our pride. It is shit got kinky on the Rift. Like, we got destroyed. And yeah, shout outs to everybody who supported us since I was on COG Black kind of thing, like old Benny followers. So yeah, thank you all. I love you guys, and sorry for the set, but yeah, I don't know if I'll try to stay relative to the scene no matter what I do, whether it's just commenting on games or providing analysis, giving out some what do they call it? Content. That's what they call it. Yeah. So I won't be a ghost to you guys, at least. And should I just finish on my shoutouts, or do you have other stuff? All right, so that's it for the fans. Shoutouts to my family. I guess they're including the fans as well, but shoutouts to my family. When I first came out to the LCS, they did not support me at all. I left home. Like, I pretty much went down and stayed at the CLG house for like 2 weeks, and because they took me in. So I guess I should say shoutouts to CLG as well, like Kelby for accepting me, and all the guys for being so cool. So I left home, did this, and my family learned to support me by like, they started watching. My brother said that my dad and mom were like my biggest fans and everything. Like, did Benny win? Even though they didn't know the game was going on. And this whole interview is just me telling stories. But yeah, so shout outs to them for just supporting me through everything, even if they don't know what the game is really about. And to my friends and family, a lot of them I haven't talked to as much, like my friends with everything going on. And lastly, of course, is my girlfriend. So, hey, babe. Shout outs. Love you. And is there that much more to say? Yeah.
Say something cryptic.
What is it?
Cryptic that people will obsess over about your future.
I look forward to the future. I look forward to whatever it brings. I'm going to miss these interviews, though. I know you are, too. Because I know I'm your favorite, and it's hard to, let that go. But, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I didn't forget. Shout-outs to, so finishing off, shout-outs to Sarah, my girlfriend. I love you, and thank you for all your support, and I wish you were here, even though I hate long distance. Long distance sucks. I'd give you an e-hug right now, because that's all I can provide. What?
Sorry to see you guys go out. I think that you guys were definitely a huge staple of the LCS, and whether you guys make it back in or you guys split up and make it back in other ways, I hope that fans of the LCS in North America can definitely see you guys again playing on the Rift on the stage up there in the future. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of the LCS and more, all leading up to All-Stars in just about 10 days at ongamers.com.